on cybercrime there. The 24th commemoration of the Bhisho Massacre is currently underway in Bisho in the Eastern Cape. The massacre took place on this day in 1992 when the then Ciskei homeland military shot at a crowd of about 80,000 protesters. 28 people died. The protesters were demanding an end to the military rule of the then Ciskei leader, Brigadier Oupa Gqozo, and the abolition of the homeland system. Our reporter, Busisiwe Jemsana, is in Bisho at the commemoration. She joins us now live for an update. Busisiwe, good afternoon to you. Certainly an event in our history which included struggle stalwarts like Chris Hani and Ronnie Casserols. Tell us more about the focus of today.
Indeed, Natasha, a historic event that took place exactly 24 years ago in this country. Today's focus is mainly on the families of the victims and the 200 victims that were also injured, not only focusing on those who passed away. And just now, the provincial government and the families of the victims have just laid a wreath here in where about 14 of the victims were buried. We are in Gensbeck. We will proceed though to the Bhisho Massacre commemoration center in Bisho. We are joined by the Premier Phumulo Masualle, who will be telling us more about the program. Premier, over the years we have seen the families complaining that the only time that attention is diverted to them is today and nothing else is done. We know that you have just come out of a meeting, a closed meeting with the families. What transpired in that meeting?
I think importantly first is to say that we would never forget lives were lost. Many are still impaired to date arising out of that massacre. Yes, we have begun conversations with the families, and we are mooting the setting up of a foundation that should be a constant mechanism that will look into the support, coordinate efforts at supporting the families to start with, but also sustaining the awareness, even the young that are born to know that on that September of 1992 here in Bisho, a calamity to the magnitude occurred, and to date we enjoy the freedom we have because there were such events that took place in our country. There had been some initiatives from different government departments aimed at supporting the families, but there's been no proper coordination. We're strengthening that coordination so that as part of healing, there would be measures put to support those who got affected.
And I know you have to rush to the Bisho, but when you talk about support, what kind of support are we talking about to these families?
We're looking at support that would range from educational needs of learners. Some got a number of difficulties in terms of health. Some got different challenges where through our health system we've got to secure their well-being. Of course, others shelter, means of survival, employment. A range of things are being considered to support those who got affected.
And hopefully the families will find comfort. Premier, thank you so much for your time. That was the Premier of the Eastern Cape, Phumulo Masualle, telling us about the significance of having this day, not only to look back, but to also make sure that history continues and the younger generations are aware of what happened and what took place. But more than anything, to make sure that they give support to the families that are left behind. They also in terms of educational support and try and make sure that they also find closure as their family members gave away their lives in fight for a democratic South Africa when they wanted the Gqozo government regime to be done away with. This certainly paved a way forward for the democracy that we are talking about today. You'd know, Natasha, that this took place in 1992, right at the eve of democracy, right at the eve of 1994, and it paved a way forward where the president of the ANC, President Nelson Mandela, and the then government led by de Klerk, they had to sign a record of understanding where they agreed that formal negotiations were to take place in 1993 that ultimately led to the democracy that we all enjoy. But from us and for now, from me, Busisiwe Jemsana, and cameraman Agcobile Vena, it is back to you in studio.
Busi, thank you very much. Busisiwe Jemsana live from the Eastern Cape. Stay with us. We'll take a short break. I'll have your international news coming up just after this.